It's never too early, never too soon. So thank you, thank you. My name is Keasha, as you probably know by this point, and I am going to be talking about how to overcome anything using the God power within. All right, yes, and as Sunshine said, I have some lovely slides, but we'll just have to make do, and I will do my best to just carry it. You can look at me. Not too bad, right? Look at me instead. So I have a couple of quotes, and I will be referring to Reverend Ike once again, but on this first, I want to start with that. He says, God works for me from within my very own mind. And the next quote that I'd like to share is from Romans 12:2, which is, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. This is the way that we can truly change our realities, through the renewing of our own mind, in leaning into the God power within, the way that we receive insights and inspiration and new ideas, how we can utilize the faculty of our imaginations to envision something different that feels a bit better than what we're currently looking at. And also intuition, which is that built-in GPS, I like to call it, God-given, right? We have intuition for a reason. It's for guidance. And from my life experience, it's about honoring that, because I'm sure we've all had situations where we felt that nudge, don't go this way, or stay away from that person. And we want to give things the benefit of the doubt, or we think our way into doing something else, and then what happens? Well, we end up finding out our intuition was correct. And I feel that as we continue on our spiritual journey of healing and release and connection to the divine, you know, we learn to listen more astutely to the intuition, because when we don't, which we may tend to do, the consequences feel even bigger. And not that it's a huge situation, so to speak, but it's the knowing that we didn't honor the truth within that makes it feel so much bigger. So, I want to share a prayer from Reverend Ike, who I discovered last year thanks to YouTube and Instagram. I saw some clips of him talking. First on Instagram, like Reels. You get like 15 seconds, maybe 90 seconds to really see these video clips. And I saw this man in this fabulous suit. I knew it wasn't of this time. It looked like the 70s, which it was. And this good-looking black man speaking to a really big congregation about visualization and the science of living, and essentially how we can tap into the God power within, that God isn't this man in the sky. God exists within us because we are made in God's image, and we are an extension of God, right? We are divine. We are spiritual beings having a human experience. And so one of the things that Reverend Ike during his time really sought to do was to help others liberate themselves through the renewal of their mind, and giving them affirmations and visualization, showing them how to visualize the new situations, whether it's finding a new car, or a new job, or a partner, or better health. Like, all of these things are possible with trust, faith, clarity, love, and big belief. And so I want to read to you one of his prayers for prosperity and all that he really truly believed that we all have accessibility to and worthiness to have, of course, right? We're here to enjoy this life and to have all of the things of our heart's desires. But we have to be the ones to believe that it is possible. So right here and right now, I open my mind to all the great possibilities within me. Through the presence of God in me, all things are possible. The mind of God in me gives me great ideas, which prosper me and make me successful. The mind of God in me is always giving me new and better ideas for making money. I see myself with an abundance of money in my hands, in my pocket, and in my bank accounts. Through the presence of God in me, I know it is possible to enjoy all the riches of life: health, happiness, love, success, prosperity, and money. Thank you, God in me. So, I like that prayer. And to be honest, Reverend Ike, he did get some flack. I mean, he reached millions of people around the world through his radio series, TV shows, and his huge in-person congregations in New York. I mean, sermons. I mean, this man had reach. And when you are a bit polarizing and actually share things that aren't traditional in the church, you will get, it comes with the territory. You're going to get some adversaries. And what I love is that and it was a big focus on, well, why do you talk about money so much? And he's like, look, I can love God a whole lot more when I have enough to pay my bills, meet my needs, and enjoy, right? He said, I'm going to paraphrase this, but he said that there's more that he has witnessed of evil doing due to the lack of money versus to having money. People, because when there's lack, then people tend to do desperate things that might be out of character, right? But when you have plenty, then you can use it for good. You can use it to enjoy. You can use it to bless others. And not only did he talk about it, but he also shared the ways that people could find that for themselves. So I give big props to Reverend Ike, and I am very thankful that I discovered him just a year ago, because it speaks to legacy and having a life well lived, and using the God power within to share and to help others in enrich their own lives is really important. So, this topic is about how to overcome anything. We know that with life we have bliss, beauty, challenges, right? Grief, loss. And I want to share a bit of my story with you all. Just from one point in time. Can't take you down all the years, but I will share something specific. So in 2014, 10 years ago, just over 10 years ago, it was the year that I became an orphan, I say. Yeah, my mom passed away from metastatic breast cancer in January of 2014, and 8 months later, my dad passed away in August, which is actually my birthday month. It was 7 months after my mother. The following 8 months after my dad, my stepdad passed away. So in 15 months, all of my caregivers went away from this physical plane. And it definitely was a cataclysmic shift in reality and self-identity that changed everything for me. Yes, I was 33, but there's something that happens when pretty much your support system, the people who've known you all your life, go. I felt very bewildered and alone and full of grief. I wondered what my daughter's life would be like without having her grandparents to grow up with. It was very different from my life experience. Who would give her that wisdom and share stories and just that love that only your elders can give. I can't do that. And at that time, I thought, well, what in the world? How will I go without hearing my mama's voice every day? My stepdad was hilarious. And so I thought, wow, I can't hear him say anything that's going to make me laugh ever again. Now, 10 years, here we are. And clearly I've been able to navigate my grief and develop tools and ways of being to support me in life. But I often think about my parents, and I trust that they, along with my other loved ones that are no longer here, my friends, other family members, even my son, Gabriel, who lived for 6 months, are part of my A-team, my angel team, my amazing spiritual support team, my ancestor team. Yes? They're part of my A-team. And I don't know, if anyone can relate, but losing loved ones, it is a rough road, and nobody can tell us what grief will look like for us, how long it should last, how soon we should get over it. I don't feel we really give much honor to that aspect in this society of grief. I feel it's kind of one of those taboo things, death. But it's something we're all going to experience, right? It's an inevitable. We can't stay in this show forever. And so you never know what other people have endured in life, and that's why kindness always counts, right? Kindness always counts. And to me, life is about living. It is about being open to new experiences, to taking chances, to trusting the timing of life. And I know I'm guilty of this. When is it going to happen? But trusting the timing of your life, because there are typically a lot of blessings when things don't maybe work out, maybe for whatever reason this isn't happening, right? Right, sunshine? Like there's some reason we don't know, and we don't need to know why certain things don't happen in the time frame or just the way we want, but it always works out all right and right on time. It makes me think of that saying, God may not be there when you need them, but they're always right on time. That's God. That's the universe. And when you think, it's when we think. It's the things that we put that attachment to. So that's why I believe, just in my intro, that it's important living life, right, and enjoying the simple pleasures. Taking really exquisite care of ourselves, mind, physically, emotionally, mentally, because the only way we can extend that care and kindness and empathy to others is when we can actually do that for ourselves. It's the best way to show. If you're super critical and judgmental of yourself, if you've got a lot of guilt of what didn't go well or what mistakes you've made, you're going to tend to be extra critical on those around you, on your team members, on your family, strangers. So it's always a good practice to remember to take care of ourselves, because the way that we be in the world is a great reflection of how we are with ourselves, which is the most important relationship I think that we have, because when we actually take the time to nurture the intimate relationship with ourselves, to understand ourselves, to heal certain things, to connect to our higher power, then that's truly living a blessed life. That's truly tapping into the God power within. One of my quotes is, keep your focus on the possibilities and not the pain. We can't prevent painful situations, but we get to choose how we respond and process and how we view things. And so that is a good one, to focus on the possibilities. We have tons of them. What brings meaning to my life? Gosh, I wish you could see these pictures. So, one, yoga. I have practiced yoga for maybe 12 years. Different flows, vinyasa flow, Bikram, a variety, let's just say that. And then I was introduced to Kundalini yoga in 2018 by a girlfriend. She said, hey, do you want to come to a yoga class with me? And I said, sure, I've done all sorts of yoga. But I had never done Kundalini yoga. And so what makes it a bit different is not so much about the flow, the downward dogs, the warrior one poses, these kinds of things. Kundalini is really, it's called the yoga of awareness, first of all. the yoga of awareness. And so what a class entails is a combination of breath work, mantra, postures, and meditation. All of these things we do to consciously raise that potent life force energy, that kundalini energy that is known to be rest at the base of our spine. But through this practice, with consistent practice, we raise the kundalini so that we can have a transcendent experience and strengthen our own connection to self, to the divine, and have a better level of self-awareness. Because once we're, again, aware of ourself, when we're aware of self, then we can respond versus react to the things that happen in life. The other thing, and what has the Kundalini done, it's helped me to heal. And as a teacher, I was crazy enough to do a 200-hour teacher certification program. Became certified in 2002, January, so I've been certified for 2 years. My spiritual name is Keasha Carr. It was given to me at our ceremony by my teachers. Keasha is Hindu for elegant and graceful woman, or lioness. The other thing that gives me meaning in life, besides spreading light and helping provide platforms where people can connect and understand that we all really are interconnected in a spiritual, heart-centered way. And also to share stories that entertain and to help you think of things in a different way. So speaking is also brings a lot of meaning to my life. And then my daughter, I have a daughter who's 20 at this point. Maybe one day she'll join me here. She brings me meaning to my life, and if anyone has children or nieces and nephews or grandchildren, you know that they definitely can teach you a lot more than you think you teach them, first of all. And it's a continuum. Every stage is a new thing, new discovery, opportunity for new perspective. So that motherhood has been a journey that has definitely given great meaning to my life. So I want to share with you the process of using the God power within. 1, radical self-acceptance. Radical. Yes. Which means no matter what you uncover, yes, we are works in progress. We are masterpieces in progress, right? We're never going to get it done. So, being committed to accepting the beautiful parts and the unpretty parts, the things we're still working on and navigating, and the things we've hit a good groove on. And we can say, yeah, we got that. That's what I mean. No matter what, it's a consistent commitment to that. 2, forgiveness. Forgiving others, forgiving ourselves. You probably have heard this or know this, but holding grudges and not forgiving people really holds you captive and blocks you from being able to receive certain blessings. But most of all, that blessing of peace of mind, that's the biggest thing that you're withholding from yourself when you don't forgive. Love is the 3rd one. Faith is number 4. I saw something recently online. It said, fear will take you a lot longer than faith will. Again, they're talking about possibilities. There are, countless. When you think about the universe, it's pretty big, right? Yeah? When we think about nature, and we think about the planets, and how everything just kind of works in this certain order, we don't know or understand it. How could we? And how dare we think that we could? There's so much working beyond in this great space that we're in, that we live in this world, that we can't even comprehend, but it all works together, ever expanding. So there's 100 paths to get to where you want to be. The possibilities are boundless, but it takes an openness and faith and clarity of asking for what it is that you want. So in order to have those possibilities open up to you. Right thought is number 5. And aligned action is the last part, the process, care of moi, for using the God power within. So I'll say it again. Radical self-acceptance, forgiveness, love, faith, right thought, and aligned action. And the aligned action really comes from feeling into it. We can sit down and request and want to do things, but prayer, getting up and stretching, doing a meditation, working in your garden, going for a walk, getting fresh air, drinking more water, connecting with people, extending acts of service. These are all aligned actions, right? There'll be a response based on what we demonstrate through aligned action to support us in what we want to attain. So, in closing, I want to again say thank you so much to you all for allowing me to share my thoughts and a bit of my story on how to overcome anything through the God power within. Thank you. Thank you. Yes.